back. I'm just having too much fun. Had to keep coming back at it. Let's see where we're at. Household hijinks. Rinky dink. Okay. So, recap. We are making a mini game for our game Rowdy Rascals, which is a fun party game. We're coming out with a demo this year. And within that game, there's different themes of mini games, like Noir and Wild West, and this backyard one, which is Household Hijinks. So we're working on a mini game for this theme that is kind of like a backyard hockey kind of thing. And we're still working on the blockout concept here. We have a pretty good idea what it's going to be. And we started with some modeling and a little bit of gameplay. And we have really bad hockey stick here. The controls will definitely be different than what you see. But yesterday we did some fun tech art getting this ball to have a dynamic bounce animation based on its speed. And only when it hits certain objects, we added the little effects like that, which are pretty fun. And we also want to add some. I think today we're going to go over some Niagara stuff, and we're going to work on a crowd of people. I think we're going to make a fun crowd Niagara system, and I think some streamers would be fun too for when you score. But let's work on the crowd Niagara system, and it's going to be like a little reaction of like cutouts of characters cheering. So let's hockey. All right, within here, let's make a cutout hockey cutout crowd, and I'm gonna make some let's add first. Let me get the rink, and let's get our guy here, our little blockout model. Then let's go about to cutout crowd. We need this one for reference scale. Delete that, put that in there, this reference collection. Let's make little, a few little blockout. I'm gonna start with the plane. Nope. Oops, added that in there. No, this is gonna see, this, we'll call this, crowd cards. Get this right here, and we're gonna make it really simple first. Why don't we do some mirroring here to make it easier? Extrude this guy here. Sure. I mean, it looks pretty bad, but whatever. I don't like the arms, but whatever. I don't think he really needs ears. We'll make him smaller ears, and that'll be fine. I think we get rid of that. All right, so that's one. Let's add a solidify. 0.05, just a little cutout, maybe 0.04 on that. Cut out, block out a 1. Let's make another one. And he's going to be cheering. Yay! There's a girl base model as well, but when we do the finals, we'll do all the other variations we have. We're just doing this variation for now. Looks great. Looks just fantastic. All right, let's see. Oh, I bet there's a really fun way that we can have their arms raise when they're cheering with the particle system. I bet there is a way to do that. Let's get the simple version working first, and then we'll do that. I think that'll be really cool. Probably should have made a separate folder for this stuff, but let's do this in. Hockey, crowd, cutout, a 1. Hockey, crowd, cutout, 02. Okay, we got those exported. Let's find the folder where we're keeping all our meshes for this arena. Let's get those. Hockey crowd cutouts. Combine meshes off. Generate mission collision off. Okay. Cool. It's just probably because of my modifiers. And we have no UVs on these. I wonder if that'll fix it. Project from view. Bounds. Let's just do that. Replace these. Okay. Okay. I'm thinking the best way to go about this. We want to spawn on a mesh. So we want to, let's go back into the rink. And we want to make a mesh for the outside here. It can be very simple. We want to make a platform that's going to be the area that all these particles are going to spawn. So like that. And we want them to spawn. Let's subtract just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that should be enough. Yeah, like that. Okay. This, we can put this. This is crowd spawn surface. All transforms. Let's put this crowd spawn surface. Only selected. Let's get that in there. Okay. Now let's make a particle system. Go to particles. I'm going to create a new... This should be organized more. I know. Yeah, we'll just do... we just take... It doesn't matter. Because I'm going to mess with it anyways. I just like it having the base emitter and stuff in there. So I just use directional burst because that's just a one-time burst, which is what we're going to do. N system. This is my naming convention. N system... Hockey crowd. Okay. We want to get spawn burst instantaneous. Instantaneous is fine. First thing I'm going to do is make sure this is deterministic, meaning it's going to do this spawn the same random pattern every time. No gravity, no drag, and we are going to use a mesh renderer. And we will use two meshes. We're going to use cutout. Huh, we have some cutouts here. That's kind of funny from another thing. So this is crowd, hockey, crowd, cur-out. I called them cur-outs? That's so funny. I'm renaming them in Finder right here. Oh, that was silly of me. The cur-out. Because I changed the name. There we go. Oops, I did this wrong. Reimport with new file. That will be 1. Reimport with new file. Sorry, I'm wasting a little time here. 2. All right. Okay. So they start with cutout 1. And then we go... Next is cutout 2. We can see him here. Emitter state. Loop behavior once fixed, and we want to particle state, kill particles when lifetime is ended. No. Loop behavior once. All right. And we make sure, let's go to particle counts. We have 75 spawning in one place, but we want to sample static mesh location. Okay. And default, use source when specified. All right, so we want to use source. And I forgot where we set the source. We're going to do crowd spawn surface. I think we also might need to allow CPU access, uniform, and support uniformly distributed sampling on GPU and CPU. Allows it to just randomly sample the entire area surface as opposed to considering each polygon individually. So denser polygons mean those be more spawning, which we don't want to do. We're going to do attach parent, actually, is what we want to do. Attach parent. Look where they are. Look at that. Now it's kind of working. We can see a preview of it. They're facing a goofy direction. So, orientation, initial mesh orientation. Orient to vector. I think that's right. Yeah. Yeah, Z, orientation vector Z. All right. Oh, and that's, yep, okay. Nice. And spawn instantaneous. Let's make this 10. Should I do a radial and then just have them more even? No, because I can kind of curate right here with a random seed. Kind of pick a random. That looks good. Now let's test this out. Hey now. Hockey crowd, where are you? We got our crowd right there. That's kind of fun. So maybe we don't do the mesh thing, actually. So I'm going to try this a different way. Instead of static mesh location, I'm going to do shape location. Ignore that. Okay. Shape location. Let's do ring or disk. Yep, ring radius. Okay, yep, this is kind of what we want. Ring radius. I guess we'll play with that. Not quite. A little bit more. I see. See, now this is kind of what we want, like that. U distribution. We want that at 0.5. And we want this to be local space so that when we, yeah, nice. So that it's just the emitter space. Okay. Let's ring radius a little bit more. More. 500. More, I guess. Wow. 600. Yeah, that's about right. And let's make this less. Let's make that 0.4. That doesn't seem right. 0.6 is less? Oh, I guess 0.6 we were doing less. Okay. So even less than that, even. 0.7. Cool. All right, so we want them to orient to center. Rotation mode. Oh, I see. That's the rotation of the shape. How do we orient to facing mode? Let's see. Locked access. No. Yes. We want locked Z access. Source mode. We'll figure that out in a bit. I think we're going to have to figure that out in a second. So, okay, let's go to, let's see, disk coverage. Make it so they're a little offset from each other. We can push them out, actually, is better. Not that much. Negative 0.5. Let's go on our camera. Maybe we want them closer. Negative 0.2. It's awkward because they're not actually facing the camera, which is actually what we want. So we want a little bit less as well. 15 of them. 10. And a... I want to Google quick. Let's see. UV5 Niagara particles face specific location or vector. Well, that's, yeah. It's somewhere in here. Yeah, facing, sprite facing, no. Update mesh orientation. Right. That's not right. Orientation med. Orient to position. Okay. Facing origin, particles position. Simulation. Okay, they're doing it now. Nice. Okay. Initial mesh orientation. Let's... Here we go. Okay. 0.25. I'm a little confused, actually. What was my camera doing there? It was just really wide angle, I think, was what was going on. Yeah, that's what's happening. All right. They are now all facing the center. I'm into that. I'm into that. Okay. And let's spread them out a little bit more. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit more. .6. Here they are. Here's our crowd. A little bit smaller. Distribution. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Okay, this is fine for now. I'm over tweaking. Okay, so we want to do all the stuff on update. Let's make a static mesh object, cut out mesh, make a user parameter here. Mesh parameter, cut out mesh. Here we go. Okay, see? Oh, wow. Why? Okay, probably because I didn't have a mesh in there? I don't know. Why? It's always weird. You get crashes on your personal machine. Work all the time. Crashing all the time. Here? What's going on? Not at home, you know? Okay. Oh man, I hope I saved that stuff. Oh, that's a lesson. That is a lesson. Crowd. Yeah, we're good. Pretty much. We're pretty good, I think. We're pretty good. Nice. Okay. No harm. Static mesh. We're going to make our own static mesh variable. You crowd cutout. There we go. Let's try this again. Nice. It's working. I'm going to tweak this again. Okay, I'm over tweaking. I know. I know I am. 7, 8. 7 was pretty good. Alright, we're sticking with 7 for now. For now. I mean, it needs to be more... Whatever. I will give these guys a material. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Let's go to our block out materials. What color are they? Good enough for now. Okay, so first thing is we're going to make a... it's not the first thing. We're on like the 20th thing. But mini games. We're going to make a blueprint for these guys. And we're going to have the blueprint communicate. It's going to have a custom event that says... it's going to have a list of things that happen when you score a point. So just a chain of effects. Sorry, that was not well put. All right. BP cutout crowd. And that's where our this guy is going to live. You are going to be in there, and I can delete this guy now. And I can drop the cutout crowd and rotate. Oh, there's already one in here. Right, that makes sense. We'll perfect the layout of where they are later. Now, I haven't done... I'm literally walking through this stuff for the first time, so... I haven't done this specifically, but I'm assuming you can swap out the mesh at runtime. Let's see. Score, goals scored, effects, crowd. I don't know, it's too complicated, but whatever. Okay. So let's say we want to make a Set new or existing parameter directly. Let's put this up here. Let's say you mesh parameter. Come on now. Maybe I don't have to do it this way. Mesh. Oh, index of the mesh in the mesh array in the mesh if multiple. Okay, we're going to try it this way. We're going to try it two ways. Let's try it the way that I'm planning right here first. And if that works or doesn't work, we still might go to the other one. But I just want to see if this works. All right, so set static mesh. Set Niagara variable static mesh. Okay. The name is. I'm just going to copy the name. And let's say after a delay of just a short period of time, we're going to set this back to the first one. 01, this is 02. And let's test this by numpad 0. Let's just see if it has input enabled. Input is not enabled on it, so let's say input enable input. Is that right? Enable input. There. Now input enabled. So let's see if this works. Hey, it does work. That's great. So we can do it that way. I might as well keep it that way. That way it's actually easier to access outside of the Niagara system. I love it. Nice. Okay, so we don't need to do this set mesh index set, this parameter. What we're doing is we just have a uCrowd cutout static mesh parameter, and we're using as a source, a mesh parameter as a source for the mesh that's being rendered in our particle system. And whenever something happens, like either, well, right now it's set to numpad 0, but we're going to call this dynamically from the game mode at gameplay. It's going to change the mesh to the cheering arms up, delay like 0.2 seconds, let's say 0.5, and then go back. But we want to do more stuff. We want to do more than that. We want to also have them bop up and down cheering. And we would do that. How would we do that? Where's its rights? All right, let's look at parameter rights. Transient physics force. It's not actually particle position. Okay, so we have to do something custom here. So static mesh location. Okay, that's not what we wanted. We want to jitter position. Okay, that's actually really simple if we can just do that. But we want to always return. Okay. Make vector. Okay, so we just want z random I see what it's doing now. Okay. Okay, this is easy. All right, so what we're going to do is I see. Okay. And we want to spring force. Yeah. We want equilibrium position to be spawn location initial. So spring force is going to try to always bring it back to its start location. Huh. So jitter position. Let's actually not do that or spring force. We're going to do a waveform. And we want to write to okay. Set parameter directly. Location. Particle position. Velocity. Because this, where's the rights on this? No, so let's see. directly. Yeah, see, that messes it up. Okay. That's not it either. Interesting. I just don't know why. How do I just affect a normal position offset? I guess I can just Google at this point. UV5 Niagara position offset. Jitter position. What is this writing to? Particles position. Yeah, that makes sense. What are we getting? Particles position. Yeah, we get particle position. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. We can make it, because I don't want to go into making a custom module for this, because I shouldn't have to. Okay, let me try something. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, but that's part of it. It's hard to just like, I'm kind of going into it blind and you're seeing me kind of work it out. So sorry if that was dull for a bit. Sorry to all the nobody that's watching right now. What we did, I used a set parameter directly. I did add vector to position. Initial position, I used as initial position, the particle position that it starts out as after the particle spawn stack. And then I did a blank vector here in which I'm going to make vector. And here, we're going to do a waveform. And we want to do a triangle or sawtooth And yeah, I see. It's very... Why is it so wonky here? I guess it's fine. Yep, and this should be, let's see. Yeah, that's what we want. And we want a random... Yeah. There we go. So the phase, that's like the speed, pretty much. It's the basically time, because it's age. And I'm adding a random float on top, so they're all kind of happening randomly. Phase scale. I want this to be faster. Yeah, so triangle. Let's do sawtooth and see what that looks like. Is there a reverse sawtooth? Hey, that's pretty good too. Actually, that's really good. This one. That looks more like jumping. I like that. Yay! Okay, so now all we need to do... Oof, I did all this, and I need to copy that and do a lerp... There's a roaming bike party coming past my house right now, so you may hear some dance music. We need to copy this and do lerp float. Paste that in there. Okay. And we're going to make a new float. You activate cheer. Let's just call this cheer lerp, because that's more accurate. Cheer lerp. Okay, so going to talk through what I just did again. We are creating something that activates the crowd cheering or not. By doing that, I'm taking the particle position and I'm adding to the particle position just on the z-axis a waveform that just is a repeating, between two ranges back and forth. I'm adding a random number to the phase of each individual particle so that they're all kind of happening differently. And I encase that in a lerp, that value, the waveform is going to lerp between 0 and the waveform animation. When it's at 0, it doesn't move. When it's at the waveform at 1, it's the waveform animation. And I'm made a float here, cheer lerp, that's going to use a parameter. I'm going to drop that right there so that I can go here in my blueprint, grab my particle system, set float, set float parameter, you cheer lerp, I think I called it. Turn this into I actually don't need to do that. Turn that to 1. And when it's done, turn that to 0. Cheering! 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 Okay, let's make that a little bit longer. 2 seconds. Okay, and I'm just hitting 0 because that's my debug test button on this. But we can do base game mode rinky dink. This is really sloppy how I'm going to do this right now, but that's how we're going to do it. On the goals themselves, whenever you score a goal, I'm going to do a get all actors of class. It's not how I should do it. It should happen in the game mode, and I'll make that happen later. But I'm just, you know, I'm kind of running and gunning right now, just kind of trying to make things represent what the end goal is without making the blueprints too complicated and messy. I'm trying to keep it simple so that we can talk about it on our meetings, and I can hand things off to our developer who will do the intelligent work with it. So I'm going to do a get all actors of class of that cutout crowd. I'm going to get the first instance of it, 0. Now I'm going to say, what is it? What's the function I have here? Goal scored. Wow, what a long name. I should do it. I'm going to change that name. Holy shoot. Crowd cheer. Score FX. Simple. Why is it doing that? Why is it? Okay, so, I mean, it's mostly working. Look at that. That's fun. I gotta figure out why it's blinking and stuff. Emitter state system. Let's do that. That way it just it should work better. Yeah. So there's oops. That's funny that that can still happen. Oh, come on now. Why does it do that? Something funky here. Clearly I'm doing something wrong here. Blue particle lifetime. See, this should be it. Now, why would it be doing that? Very interesting it's doing that. Why would it be doing that? Let's see, make sure the bounds scale on this thing is, could be a bounds thing. Interesting. Well, I'll fix that later, but the point is, we got it working. Cheering, yay, and I'll make some better effects for that. Or some better cutouts. Something really crude and kid-made, made out of wood. Oh, you know what'd be cool? I'm definitely gonna do this. I'm gonna have 2 particle systems. One that's the red team, one that's the blue team. Like one's red colored, one's blue colored. Oh, that's great. Oh yeah, that's what I should do. So then the red team scores, then the red ones cheer, and the blue team scores, and the blue ones cheer. Definitely that is what I'm doing. I should just, right now, I should just, there. Should I do that right now? It's getting a little late. I'll do that tomorrow. I will definitely do that tomorrow. I can set up the, I can make them all red. So, I'll just do it. Actually, I'm going to do it tomorrow because I don't want to do half of it now, half of it later. Alright. Red crowd. Might as well end with making these guys red colored. Okay, let's... It's weird that they're doing... Did it do that when it was just the particle system and not in the blueprint itself? I guess we'll find out. So, visible... Hidden in game, and then let's add this guy in. Did it do that? Doesn't look like it's doing it. Oh, it is doing it. Okay, so that's good to know. It's something with the particle system itself. I wonder if it's based on... It's only happening at run... Let's make bound scale big. 100 just to be annoying. bet that does it. The bound scale, he doesn't know what size it is, so... Bound scale 500, which is really annoying. Oh no, actually that's kind of accurate, 500. Should be fine now. Yeah, we're good. Nice, that was it. I knew it. Just had the wrong numbers. Cool. This felt like a slow one. I'm a little tired today. That's part of it. And also, you know, there's some live debugging happening, so... Oh man, I hope this works. The multiplayer like replication of their positions and stuff works. This will be really fun, I think. Boing, boing, boing. I think it'll be really fun. Okay. Signing off. I think that was pretty good. Thanks all.